It's Week 7 of the NFL, and all eyes are on Jared Goff. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Lions and the Vikings, and it comes your way next on EA Sports.
And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. They come in with some fresh legs as they got the week off last week thanks to the early season bye.
And usually you hope your bye comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get fresh legs back, you take that time and you run with it.
Meanwhile, for the Lions here, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
Second down, another shot for Jones. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot him at the 44. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
That's a very nice game there. A confidence-building run. Love the execution up front, and the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's second down.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Darnold. This one swung out here to Jones. And he gets this to the 48, but no further. Well short of the line to gain. Only 2 yards, and it'll be a punt on their opening possession. So on 4th down, Ryan Wright on to punt for Minnesota. Back deep, Khalif Raymond. This is taken around the 12. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the guy out of California, the former Cal Bear, Jared Goff.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting on a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Now it's Goff. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring it down. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
So now following the sack, Goff and the Lions needing to come up with something here on 3rd and long. Outright, this one goes to Patrick. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Jack Fox now gets set to punt. Brandon Powell deep for Minnesota. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And a fair catch is taken here a step or 2 inside the 45-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Addison will go in motion left. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. A shotgun snap for Darnold. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Running right, Jones. Derek Barnes in on the stop.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Complete. Jefferson the target. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. Now it's Darnold. Pass complete to Addison. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the first on the 35-yard strike. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to make it 4th down. They snap it. They're going for it. Here's Darnold. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Lions will take over. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, you and I have both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here. 4th down play, make sure you focus just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
That's into the hands of Khalif Raymond. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 10. 1st down, Goff now to throw. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 50-yard line. They'll run straight ahead with Brooks. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. You look at this defense for the Vikings. And they've been very good this year against the pass, currently holding on to a top 10 ranking at number 10.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
In motion goes the tight end. They'll stay on the ground with Brooks, and they will only muster a yard here of the 38. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. We're scoreless after 1. The Lions with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter. 38-yard line, 2nd and 9. As they've got it as we resume action. They'll try the air now with Goff. To the sideline and incomplete. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. Goff now looking to throw. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 28. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. The Lions come in with 2 wins on the year. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
Here's a 2nd and 5. A shotgun snap for Goff. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete. Already a pair of third down conversions for them on this drive, but right now they need 5 yards on this third down try. And that will be incomplete. He left that one in a bad spot, but fortunately it's just an incompletion and not picked to bring up fourth down. Bates' kick is good, and the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal.
So maybe now the mentality changes in this game, because anytime you get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
And now out comes Minnesota. And they had lost 2 in a row prior to getting the open week last weekend, so potentially a chance for them to get away for a bit, keel up, and come back strong.
That's what the hope is anyway, because you're going to find out now with your team, are you still focused on being the best you can be for the rest of the season with the things going the way they have earlier this year?
An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
A promising sign there from an offense that hasn't done a whole lot to this point. Nice job to locate the open receiver, and it's good yardage and a first down to open the drive.
An inside give to Jones. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Well, sometimes as a running back, you've got to be able to improvise when the hole's not where you expect it to be. But in this case, there wasn't any improvisation that he could do that was going to work. Kind of like if you're trying to be a comedian on open mic night at the Improv and you run into a tough crowd.
And he's going to be shoved out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run.
The timing was absolutely true as he caught it working across the field. Plenty of space for him to roam, but notice how he keeps his head on a swivel, looking for defenders who may crop up out of nowhere. That turned into a big play.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Darnold. A check down here to Jones. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. To throw is Darnold. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. Third down. Again, Darnold finding Hockenson here on the out route. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
First and goal at the 1-yard line.
Jones is in. Touchdown, Minnesota. So partner was a passing game that drove them down the field, but when they get close, they trust that man in the backfield, and he took him home.
And they trust their offensive line as well, because so many of these units, they specialize in either pass protection or run blocking. This group shows its versatility and gets both done on this drive.
Extra point attempt to follow here. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And the last play in the drive was a touchdown run by Aaron Jones. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And Detroit back in possession of the football. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. He'll get this one to Patrick. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
It's a nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 43. Goff now looks to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. And they'll come up 2nd and 7. On the ground, here's Brooks. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Here's Goff. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. They'll fake the give. Now Goff. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd. In motion goes Raymond. To the air again. Goff. Got St. Brown running the quick slant here. Oh, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. And no field goal try here from the red zone. Offense out there. They'll go for it on 4th. They go ahead and snap it. Goff. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. And he will find his man on the outside. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. 2nd and 1 from the 2. Here comes Brooks. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. A great effort there. His 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions have retaken the lead. But just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Here's Aaron Jones in the offense trotting back out. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. A gain of 8 there on the play, and it'll be 2nd and a couple.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Here's Darnold. That's to Miller once again. The Vikings going to signal for their first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Up the middle, Jones. And getting this just shy of midfield, he'll spot it at the 49. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one.
In every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
Tough spot here, third down and 11. Darnold now to throw. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half. So on fourth down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And out will come the offense as they take over. And the Lions going to go back on offense one final time in this first half. And leading 10-7, they may just want to get this to the locker room. Now a play fake, and it's gone. And that'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Now Goff. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The Lions move there. Look like nobody open. Now second down. Now a 2nd and 10. Play action. It's Goff. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. The final shot before break here. Goff. And that is incomplete. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, and it's the Packers who have the lead in that one. Jordan Love with a couple of touchdown tosses. From there, we head east to check on the Bills at home in Buffalo. And you can see they have the lead over the visiting Tennessee Titans. A touchdown on the ground there for James Cook. Finally, we're off to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And you can see they have the lead over the visiting Seahawks. Darnell Mooney, a touchdown reception. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
And the defense on him quickly there as they stop him at the 40 for a gain of just 2. Gone. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Has a pretty good throw on the curl route there. Third down, and they pick up a first.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it was so hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, then they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
On 1st and 10, it's Brooks. He'll take this to the 46.
Sometimes with the running game, you just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Goff. And that will be incomplete. The veteran Stephon Gilmore able to break that one up.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. 40 yards rushing for him now to this point. Ball on the 27. Here's a 2nd and 4. Again, it's Jones. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 7 yards there and a first down.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. Takes it to about the 37.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
And he stopped immediately there. Now 3rd down and 7. Darnold. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 42. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
And it's pretty evident that this passing game has been frustrated so far. They haven't really moved the ball the way we might have expected, but this is a good pickup here for the first down.
Back to throw, Darnold. This is caught by Addison. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now Darnold. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. 2nd and 3 from the 9.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Here's Darnold. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Aiden Hutchinson in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd. Now it's Darnold. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And the Vikings are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all. Off of play action, Darnold. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Down this close to the goal line, first down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on first down in this situation because second down, that gives me an option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
Good coverage yet again down here by the goal line. Everyone's blanketed, and he's forced to throw it away and try and come up with something on third down.
Well, they've been so good on third down all day long. Can they convert another here on third and goal? And this is going to be intercepted. Jack Campbell with a pick. And the Lions are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. So a big chance goes by the wayside there. A tough break on third and goal.
Yeah, as a general rule, you know you're usually not going to win games with field goals. But in this case, they had 3 points in their pocket. I get what he was trying to do, but that's a big swing of momentum right there.
The Lions offense set to take over. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Brooks running left. And not much of an opening there as he's only going to get this to about the 32. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now it's gone. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And now we've got a 3rd and 4. Goff now to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
He's been patient this entire game, waiting for the perfect moment to surprise him with a quarterback keeper. There he catches him off guard and converts his first rush of the game into a first down. Gotta love that efficiency.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. And that went to the right side and incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
To throw is Goff. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 43. So the scoring dried up here in the third. Nothing that quarter for either side. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete. Another catch for him there. This one good for 11. First down. Again, Goff. Blitz coming, and down he goes. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down. In motion goes Patrick. Goff now looks to throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. This offense so far on third down, they've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 11. Here's Goff. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 19. They give them 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation when they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
2nd and goal from the 1. Brooks is in for a Lions touchdown.
And that right there is the definition of a statement drive. You're in the 4th quarter, trying to get to the finish line, and here, they were able to hold the ball for a long time and move it down the field. And how about them finishing it off with the touchdown run? Winning football 101, check that box.
Extra point splits the uprights, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. Complete. Jefferson to target. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 33-yard line.
To throw is Darnold. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. And Hockenson going to have the Vikings first down as he'll get this up to the 39.
Gain of 6. That's good for the Vikings. First down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
Here's Darnold. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Throwing again is Darnold. That is caught, and it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 40. Darnold now to throw. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This one brought in by Jefferson. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. 4th down, and for Darnold, it's desperation time. Another one on this play for Justin Jefferson. And he's going to be out of bounds, a few yards shy of the line to gain. And that's going to be a turnover on downs. So now with a 2-minute warning coming up fast, that puts a mammoth dent in their comeback hopes.
I like how you phrased it. It's a dent because there's still opportunity. They've got to get the ball back on defense, obviously twice. But guess what? This thing is not close to being over. They need to go ahead and play it out.
Not over. As you said, 2-score game still. They'll start on the ground with Brooks. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now they've got to get things to the finish line, and that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
Now a give to Brooks running right. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 51 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here.
A handoff running left, Brooks.
Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Now Goff. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
The Vikings offense and Sam Darnold headed back out there. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. Darnold to throw. That's caught by Addison. Short play like that in this situation this late, that's a win for the defense.
No doubt. I remember something Coach Madden used to talk about.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked up by Afitu Melifonwu.
And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Well, there's a time and a place for everything. Down 2 scores late in the 4th. I get it. Now is the time to throw it downfield, but that one might just write an end to this ball game.
Yeah, I hear all the time how critical I am of play calls. Not in this situation. No other choice, really. Look at the clock, look at the scoreboard. Had to press it and take a chance.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. And they'll indeed take a knee. Goff with a kneel down here, and that should put a conclusion to this one.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something, and they did in this one. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the 2nd half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Lions, they're into the win column for the 3rd time this year as they get the victory here. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.